come to the topic, puberty to menopause, and I think this was a conversation between us, and it turned out to be a live speaking podcast for
Topic.
the topic.
Yes.
Yes.
And I think how this happened was that I was just asking Mahi कि ऐसा क्यों होता है कि the moment the daughters they enter their teens and the mothers are in their perimenopause or menopause, there just starts a clash.
Yes.
Mahi said कि मेरे पास ऐसे बहुत questions आते हैं. I think मुझे आप बताओ.
I mean, every single day, mostly when I was in India taking one-on-one consultations in a clinic, and now also when I'm here online, most of the mothers, they are always worried about their daughters, mostly when they are very young, like at 14 or 10, even when they are getting married also. But normally, majorly I've seen when they're very young at puberty, because they have a lot of health issues these days, like hair fall, hair growth on face, hormonal issues, and they're worried about their hormonal health, about their body, about their overall, fitness. And they get more worried about their future career, how they will cope up with all these things. And so mothers, they build up a lot of stress, and then they come to me and they ask for solutions, what diet they should follow, what I should do. She doesn't listen to me, she doesn't eat properly, she doesn't sleep on time, I always saying her to sleep, blah blah blah. So all these things, and then I'm talking to her, I'm counseling her about her health. She's going through menopause or perimenopause, and I'm telling her, okay, these are the things you have to manage your stress. And then she starts that, this is my major problem. My daughter gives me a lot of stress. I cannot do anything about it. So this is something which is majorly impacting your daughter also. Yes, because when you are in a lot of stress and you are, telling her to do certain things and she's not listening, that also builds a lot of emotional buildup, starts there in her, in your child, because she doesn't know what are hormones, how they will help her in later stage. Even you, Sunil, even me. You remember when we were young, we don't even know what are estrogen, progesterone, what is fitness. I had no idea. And
Correct. And
today,
we did not
yeah,
care. All we probably cared about was that are we being heard? Are we being given are we being given the freedom? Because I think हम बहुत conscious होने लगते हैं उस age पे. Now I realize कि the moment we enter those teens, those puberty stages, हमारे में consciousness आ जाती है. We want to look good. There's an attraction for the opposite gender. There is more attraction towards your friend circle, and we just want to have the freedom, and at the same time we want the parents, and specifically mother,
yes,
to just hear us out and understand us, validate us.
yeah. Perfect. That's true. And that is what I think at that time it was the different story generation, but now the generation is totally different. They have so much of exposure of, everything. So now coming back to the same thing, same problem is still there, but it has aggravated a lot. So that is the main issue. Between the clash is always going on, even then and now it is never ending process. And I always break down it to three phases, which we will discuss today. And I will ask you, because you can help me with that. And you always helped me with that. We always handle clients who has young daughters, if you remember, and then we have to, work with their daughters as well, because we have to make. And also there was one client, I don't know if you remember, I was coaching her, and she told me about her daughter, that she has a lot of stress because of her, so you counsel her. And when I counseled her, she said, don't talk to my mother about whatever I told you.
Yes.
So they don't, she doesn't want that her mother gets, intervened with her counseling. So that is really important. It is very
And isn't
sacred.
that a very common scenario that we face with a lot of mother and kids?
Hmm.
Because they're scared of opening up with the mother, because they just feel that the mother will not understand and lash out.
Yeah, or maybe they think that even if she understands, she will get stressed.
Worried.
she will get worried.
Yes.
You know, even it happens with me most of the time.
Yes.
I know my mother will get me. She understands me. She
But
always
you don't
helps.
want to put her into that stress.
Yeah. So when I'm going through something, I'm like, oh, let it be. I should not tell her because it will stress her out. Why to bother her? So I'll call Sunit or I'll call somebody else to share my problem. So that is the thing. And these days young girls, they don't have either, they don't have, even if they have bunch of friends, they don't have somebody who can they trust on, so it builds inside them.
Yes.
Even if they share a very good relationship with their mothers, they still have this thing they do not share because her mother guy might get more stressed.
But I got to hear this very different version of my mom a while back, where she said that as a mother, we sense intuitively, we can sense that there is something going on with the child. But when you are not coming to us because we get worried, it worries us even more.
Yeah.
Because we know there's something going on.
Yes.
And we know probably you're not telling us because you're concerned about us. But at the same time, we're so concerned about you that this silence is building up inside of us.
Yeah.
So it is always better to have an open communication.
Yes, that is the thing. The key is open
That's
communication.
Exactly.
Yes. And
everything boils down
not
to
building any stress about certain things. And that is the thing, you get worried, you get more emotionally like bond is there, that you get so much attached to that particular thing that you're not able to solve the issue, rather you are helping. For example, if like we both are friends, right? So if I have a certain problem, you will help me out, but you will not get engrossed in it. So let's do that, which what normally we do in our sessions. So me and Sunit, we do take one-on-one sessions together in our ultimate program, Whole Health for females, taking care of their emotional and hormonal health. And now we'll break down that into 3 phases. We'll talk about that, about this puberty to menopause, and how you can handle all these concerns with your daughter as well as with your mother. So the first is your physiological stress, then your psychological, emotional stress. So now let's talk about these phases. First is physiological differences between puberty to menopause, how it affects your relationship, and then we will talk about psychological and emotional issues.
Yes, mental and emotional, yes. Which I
Mental
together
health,
call,
emotional health,
which can
and
together be called as psychological.
yeah, we can
Yes.
club it together mostly. But let's talk about psychological. Sorry, I get always confused. Physiological differences,
Physiology
puberty
first.
and menopause.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you asked me like certain things
No,
which
no,
you.
I'm going to ask you, but I was just thinking, how if we just go about, you add physiology to the questions that I have for you, to the questions that our common clients have asked me, or my clients have been asking me, or, we've had from the general janta. And to that, if I have anything to add psychologically, I'll add to that. Okay.
So the first question normally which comes up to me majorly, that why my daughter has irregular periods. Why at age of 10 till 12,
Is
14?
the Wi-Fi lagging? I'm so sorry.
I think mine is perfect. I mean, I can listen to you. If anybody is online, I can help. If you are able to hear us properly, if anybody can just type yes, that would help
I can't
us.
even see the comments. Oh my god. Hanji. Yeah. So the questions that we are going to cover, I want to ask you. The first question that I want to ask you is that why are the girls who are entering their puberty, why are they facing so many health problems?
Yeah, that's what I was telling. I think you were not able to listen. I think in the
there's some lag.
Okay, so I'll be slow.
Yeah.
Okay, so everybody, I think Aditi confirmed that she can understand us. So I'll speak the answer. So you can just, I think you can listen, Sunil, because in between your voice is lagging, so might be you're not able to.
Right.
So
Right.
Okay, so young girls, they have mostly I get these questions that why my girl, yeah, why my daughter has irregular periods, she has dark skin, her hair are falling, or maybe she has a lot of skin, hair on her skin, PCOS, diabetes.
PCOS is such a problem.
Yes, it's a major problem in young girls
Yes.
these days, and mothers, they get worried a lot that what should I do, she doesn't listen to me, she doesn't eat, she doesn't sleep, she doesn't talk, she doesn't exercise. So all these things, they get worried and they come up with these solutions and they want me to counsel them about their health. Now, the major problem, I see the two problems is first, obviously, a lot of exposure to children because they have their phones, they have stress of peer pressure, social media, which develops sort of body image issues. And they always want to look perfect. And I've seen young girls, they're doing makeup, they're doing their hair color, a lot of makeup and some skincare they use, which
Yeah.
disrupt their endocrine system. And
Oh,
we know,
right.
even at this age, we do a very minimal makeup and makeup using
Yes.
artificial products, using hair color, they disrupt your endocrine system. And at that stage, at the puberty, just imagine you are getting that surge of hormones, estrogen, progesterone, FSH, LH. And when you are going through that, and all these disruptors definitely will disrupt your uh, hormones. The second problem is not with your daughter, with you. So it starts with pregnancy, right? At pregnancy decides your metabolic health. Your metabolic health and hormonal health will decide your child metabolic health. So if
That's
you
where the
are,
building blocks are.
yeah. So if you are not eating properly, you have like your like if you're having sugar, a lot of carbs, sort of unhealthy processed, that will disrupt your child's mental health and your child's gut health, because you whatever nutrients you are eating is developing your child's gut microbiome, right? At that
Right.
point. And it's not something I'm saying out of the blue, it is a research. Epigenetics say that even the whatever mother is eating, all the nutrients and the toxins going inside, they will either switch on or switch off the genes which are going in the child.
That is true. That is true.
Right? And your gut microbiome transfer is like it begins at the time of birth. So again, I said like whatever you are eating, it is deciding, it is building that microbiome of your child. So at that stage of pregnancy, mostly females, they stop doing any dieting. They call me and they say, ma'am, I think I'm conceiving, so I will stop my diet, I will not take any sessions, I will start after 9 months. And
Yes.
that is the period. Diet is not always about losing weight. It is about
Yes.
building your metabolic and hormonal health.
Yeah.
So, even if you are pregnant, that is the ultimate time you should take a suggestion from a health expert, where you can build a good microbiome for your child, for yourself as well, emotionally and physiologically. Because there the child will develop its, the metabolic health. And now, when you do not do that, you have a lot of pollution, you have a lot of toxins, you have a lot of stress going in your environment, a lot of stress going on in your environment. Everything goes inside you, and that develops your child. But then when child gets at the age of 14 or 13, they develop all these diabetes, PCOS, um, skin issues, hair issues, everything, hormonal issues, irregular periods. So these two major problems are there, which I have seen.
That is such a big thing that you just said, Mahi, because I think a lot of people think that diet is all about losing weight
Hmm.
and not about having a balanced, mindful meal, and that affects what you are carrying in your body.
Exactly. Your mother's diet shapes your child's microbiome. So
Yeah.
gut health is very, very, I would say it is very fragile at the young age. when
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
infant, obviously when you breastfeed for 6 months, then you give them soft food, weaning food. Why? Because their gut is so fragile, it's so sensitive. So you have to build it, right? And then when you are
Yes.
not building it right, and breastfeeding develops the immunity of your child. Many
Yes.
females, they do not breastfeed, or
Yes.
even if they want to, they're not able to because milk
Yeah.
is not producing properly, or there's some health issues to the
Because they've not had good food in 9 months,
yeah.
as you
And
said.
then some females, they don't have time. So majorly, if you are not feeding your child, you're not giving breastfeed, then your child will have low immunity throughout the life. So
And
that is why we have to breastfeed the child.
the child will have to really work hard on building that immunity. And at the same time, we are probably not also providing them that lifestyle where they can build what they've lost.
Exactly. True.
Right?
So, and then you blame the child, doesn't have immunity, doesn't do this, doesn't do that. So that is the first thing. And I think very well said, somebody message that
Yes.
this detox in the world, so good breastfeeding is like a first vaccination. That's so true.
Yes.
And
Yes, that is so true.
and that is the ultimate thing you have to give to your child. That is very important. And then comes your diet. So whatever milk you are giving to the child, if you are doing a lot of excessive workouts, you know,
Mhm.
so this is one, when I was reading my book, my textbook. So in that it was written that most mothers, when they during the post pregnancy, they start
Mhm.
losing weight. So they go on a lot of diets, right?
Mm.
Low carb diet. They go on IF diets to lose weight during their post pregnancy period, and they're breastfeeding the child. When you lose weight, what happens? The fat stored in the body, it starts burning, right? So there is a fat oxidation. So you create those fatty acids, and that oxidation starts happening. When you break those fatty cells, it produces a lot of toxins in the body,
Correct.
right?
Correct.
And those toxins in the body, they can transfer to your child's milk, like breast milk, and then it can harm your child's immunity as well. And that is why many children are these days having issues with their, I think, sinus or rhinitis, or breathing issues they have. A lot of low immunity they are having these days because the mother health and the way mother has taken care of herself during that period.
Yes. Yes. And to add to that, I want to ask you, when the fat starts burning because the mother is on a fat loss diet, um, I think our brain also needs fat to create the brain cells. So the child is not getting the good or the right amount of fats from the mother's milk because the mother is in the process of burning fat. So the
Yeah.
brain also doesn't develop as well. Am I right on
Yeah,
that?
yeah. So, it's about complete meal. You have to take your carbs because even carbohydrates, good fats are very important for your child's mental health and metabolic health. So, even if you're burning fat, I'm not saying don't lose weight. You have to
Yeah,
lose
yeah.
weight, but
In a
if there
healthy
is a
manner.
way of it, doing workout,
Yes.
have a proper meal, have your balanced meals, then you go for a walk, go for your exercise. Everything should be done in a holistic way. But you do anything excessively, aggressively, that
Hard
will affect
diets.
hard diets I'm
Yes.
talking about. So when whatever is stored, because fat is the storage of all the toxins, you're storing your in adipose tissues all those toxins as fat, excessive energy as fat, excessive emotions as fat, everything. And when
Hmm.
it starts burning, it releases in the body. And
Hmm.
if you are not doing any particular workout or any particular releasing of those things, then definitely it will transfer to your child's health. And I'm not saying something that,
Hmm.
this in a very vague way. I mean, I'm saying because like there are a lot of researches that when mothers start losing weight and how it affects your breastfeed. So
Hmm.
we have seen that children have low immunity mothers who are on their weight loss journey during that period and going through low carb diet or low fat diet have low immunity. Their child has immunity, basically. It should.
Okay, so I wanted to ask you, Mahi, can you suggest some foods, some specific foods that young girls can have,
Mhm.
and at the same time, the menopause or the perimenopausal women can have to handle or balance their emotions, balance their hormones better?
So, see, there is not one thing I would say. Again, I always say there are four pillars to the health: your diet, your nutrition, diet and nutrition, your exercise, your stress and sleep. So the diet, as you asked, particular thing about what should be in the diet, it should be a holistic and balanced diet. So majorly your protein intake and your good fats. Good fats should always be there, like omega 3 and good fatty acids, because that is really helpful for your heart health and reduces inflammation in the body. And endocrine health is really important, and good fats build your endocrine health, your hormonal
Right.
health. Then comes the protein. Normally people say that, eat protein, but I always emphasis that always have good fats, and then second is protein. Normally good fats are not in our diet, mostly missing, and the first thing is this, and the protein second, and then your complex carbs, natural foods like fruits, vegetables, should be there in the diet. And as I always say in my reels also, seed mixes, seed cycling is really important. Seeds in your diet should be there always. So these three things, because it will give you all the vitamins, minerals, good fatty acids as well. And your last, I would say, your this iron for female.
Very
I majorly
important.
see very important, though
Very.
there are many vitamins and minerals, but majorly iron at young age, because we are talking about puberty, because you start use your I mean, you started your periods and you start losing a lot of blood. So it's really important. Iron is really important at that time, and yes, at menopause and perimenopause is also. And in most of the diets, majorly in Indian diets, but now I've seen here also, because people have poor gut health,
Hmm.
have liver issues, and that is
Hmm.
why iron is low in their body, vitamin B12 is low in their body, vitamin D is low in
These
their body.
solo,
These
yes.
three things are low in their body, and that is the reason they have all starts hormonal health issues. Majorly, these things are important. So first, I would say the good fatty acids. Second
Yes.
is your protein in your diet. Then your natural foods like fruits and vegetables. Your good carbs, complex carbs, and third is your iron in your diet. Sorry, fourth is iron in your diet. So
Yes.
these majorly these four things, and I will add on to this the supplements. Normally, I suggest to at puberty and at even in perimenopause, is your iron again, and mostly you are deficient to it. So if you are deficient, go for iron supplement. Second is your vitamin B complex, and third is your vitamin D. These
Right.
three are always take it if you are in
So
this state.
right. So I have two questions. We'll cater. I'll tell you both the questions, but we'll cater to them one by one. First, I want to talk more about seed cycling,
Mhm.
and the second is, since you're talking about the supplements. Um, okay, so let's just talk about seed cycling first. A lot of people are talking about seeds these days, right?
Mhm.
And you did one of these mukwas
Yeah.
reels also that is made up of seeds. So why is seeds being called a superfood? If seeds are good for somebody who's in perimenopause or menopause, because
Mhm.
वो estrogen को increase करता है, then at the same time why is
Mhm.
it being नहीं, yeah, increase करता है. So at the same time why is it being given to a puberty girl as well? So
Mhm.
how are seeds a superfood for all age groups?
I would say seed is not a superfood, to be honest.
Okay.
It's a functional food.
Okay.
So basically, it has a functional property which is rich in nutrients
Mm-hmm.
and vitamins which can adapt, which body can adapt and balance your hormones, whether it is high or low. It will always balance your hormones. It will adapt according to your hormonal issues. So, for example, I would say it will help you in all phases. So first, if you are at puberty, so you have, surge of estrogen, progesterone, sometimes you have irregular periods. So during that time, flax seeds, chia seeds, pumpkin seeds, they help to develop your endocrine health, right? And
Yeah.
regularize
Yeah.
your periods, balance your hormones. And when you are in your perimenopausal stage, where you might develop thyroid or um, irregular periods again because you're going through menopause, or acne, inflammation of the body. So these seed cycling really, really helps you. There is a scientific backup to it. Many
Yes.
there are many researches have been done, but there is no scientific backup. But they state that people who do it, they actually see the benefit. There is a
Yes.
benefit. There is a
Yes.
magic
Somebody
behind it.
also
Nobody.
mentioned that.
Yes. So,
Yes.
there is no scientific reason, to be honest. Yes, they do help you in balancing your hormones, but there is no fact or any science proving that. But definitely in perimenopause, seed cycling, I have seen patients, they have got regular periods, their skin improved, they started losing weight, they conceived also. Many of them conceived also. Most of them, I think if I get 10 patients, out of them, 7 conceive. I'm not saying only because of that, but they start getting regular periods, and that helps to regularize their hormonal health and their estrogen, progesterone.
Even the flow
E-
gets better. Somebody
The
who's
flow
having a
gets
very
better.
high flow, I've seen
Yeah.
them having an optimal flow.
Yeah.
Somebody who's having a very scanty flow, I've seen them having a, again, optimal flow, which is
Yes.
more flow.
Yeah.
And a lot of our common clients have also, I think, mentioned this. The periods were just lasting for a day or two, and now they're having a good 3 day of,
Oh,
period
yeah.
cycle,
Yes.
which is very healthy.
Yeah.
Uh,
And even in
so,
menopause,
yeah.
I always suggest go for it. And menopause, again, but many people start skipping it. But again, in menopause, because obviously there's decline of estrogen, progesterone hormones, and and that flax seeds, chia seeds, again pumpkin seeds, they start helping to regularize the imbalance, because imbalance will be there because naturally you are reducing your estrogen, progesterone hormone, and these seeds, they kind of create that balance, adapt according, so that the hot flushes you have, inflammation you have, all these things which I would say related to your heart health. You have higher cholesterol, you have hot flushes, irritation, mood swings. So all these things can be balanced if you take regular consumption of these seeds. But I have
Yeah.
to put a disclaimer here that it is not something ultimate, that only you start doing this and you will see the change. Definitely,
Yeah.
there is a holistic approach. Secondly, don't consume them in too much of quantity, because people, they think, oh my God, it's beneficial, and they start taking too much of seeds. Too much of seeds is harmful. Always take in 1 spoon is enough. Even in Mukwas, which I made the reel, it went viral. I always tell them just 1 teaspoon is enough, like pinch. My
Yeah.
grandmother used to take a pinch of it, just to take it from her hand and just take it, like just putting it in her hand and just gulp it with water.
Yeah.
That's it. So only that much is required. That's it. And it is magical.
So it's powerful, right?
It's really,
If a quantity as small as that
yeah.
can, you know, be good, or in excess it can be bad, then it is so powerful,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Right. And the other question about the supplement, see, we've seen a lot of people that when you get them biologically, those lab tested, their iron levels are optimal. But at the same time, the moment you add iron to their meals
Mhm.
in the form of supplements, they see an insane amount of difference in their energy levels. I've had so many clients who were just, they couldn't get up, they couldn't get off the bed. They felt so lazy, lethargic, which eventually did not turn out to be lazy, but
Mhm.
uh, getting tested in a lab, their iron levels were optimal.
Mhm.
But the moment I administered iron into their diet using supplements, 5 to 7 days of taking the iron, they could see an insane amount of difference in their energy levels. So, do you completely rely on these lab tests, or do you go by, their lifestyle and their whole approach around their health, and then guide them supplements? How do you go about it?
See, there are two things. First, because when you're working as a dietitian and you are accountable, so you have to go through the lab test because that is a protocol,
100%.
right? You have to go
That
through
is an
yes,
SOP.
SOP, and then you cannot tell somebody, okay, take it because it is required. But actually, you are right. When I go through in your perimenopause, especially, and even when you are young, because when you are young, I always ask them to go through a natural diet because you young girls, I've never asked them to consume any supplement because it will affect their liver health in long run. So natural diet will really help them. Otherwise, if they start taking supplements at young age, it will cause their body will get used to it. So it's not important for them to take a supplement. They should
The
include.
body, the
Yeah,
body will start producing, supplements of its own, like those
yeah.
vitamins of its own.
So it's better they should rely on the natural diet. Now, coming to your question, I always go with the symptoms. If they still, because lab test will only give you low, it will never show you until it is majorly low in the body. Even
Right.
when it is going low in the body, your lab test will not show you, but the symptoms will show. And we'll say, okay, I feel I'm tired and fatigued, and but my reports are normal. That is the thing. You don't have to wait for the report to show it to you. The
Yeah,
symptom is
yeah.
there.
Your body
The
says it all.
diagnosis is there. Your body is showing you the low symptoms. So either you start taking the supplement if you don't have time, or improve your diet at that point. Include protein, iron-rich food, protein-rich food, vitamin C-rich food, because vitamin C and B12 help in the iron absorption. So start improving your diet, you will see the change. If you do not have time, then include a supplement also, like twice or thrice in a week, and then you will definitely see the changes. Right? Supplementation is not wrong. If you
Right.
go with the symptoms and do, I always suggest my clients to, okay, for example, if they don't have any iron problem, I mean, there is no low iron in their lab test, and I still feel they should take it, I tell them to take thrice in a week. Yeah. And then
Accelerator.
also change their diet, like adding more vitamin C, B12, iron-rich food, more protein, because that will help in the iron absorption. So I will start doing those things in their diet, and after a month, they will see tremendous change.
Right, right,
So
right.
that is how I go about it, and don't wait for your reports to show the symptom, to show something, go down, and then you will do. Also, I will add on here, Sunit. Many people they go with the hemoglobin test. Test.
Yes.
They say my hemoglobin is fine. They
Yeah.
never go for iron test. So iron
Mm.
test is different than hemoglobin.
Yes.
Iron profile test is a different test where it will
Ferritin.
talk about your ferritin,
Serum ferritin.
transferrin. Yeah, transferrin and ferritin is a stored form of iron in your liver.
Yes.
So you should know it, how much stored iron in there in your body in the liver. And transferrin is a kind of a protein which transfers iron from liver to your body
Blood.
blood.
Yes.
So that transfer of that protein transferrin should always be there in the body. So when it is high and your ferritin is low, it will show that you have low iron in the body. Your body is developing the deficiency. Hemoglobin is not the test for iron.
Right. So hemoglobin is not a marker or test for checking your iron. And
Yes.
the other thing is that elemental iron in your liver could be optimum, but maybe your body is not utilizing it in the best way possible. Right.
Yes. And
Okay.
sometimes everything is fine, but if your liver is inflammation is there, your liver, your AGOPT, I'm not.
Cirrhosis and fatty
So,
livers.
cirrhosis is a very extreme condition, but yeah, if you have fatty liver or if you have liver inflammations,
Yeah.
minor
Yeah.
inflammation
Even
also,
the
then
beginner stage also.
yeah, then also iron absorption in the body will be very low. So
Yeah.
it is there that people are taking iron but not getting absorbed is because your your liver is not functioning properly, or maybe you are not taking you are taking inhibitors in your diet. And
Right.
inhibitors, I mean, for example, if you are a vegetarian taking iron supplements, you're taking iron but not absorbing, it's because vegetarian iron, which is non-heme iron, is not properly absorbed. Its bioavailability is very low in the body.
Right. Right.
Also
Right.
depends upon your metabolic health. If you have PCOS, thyroid, disturbed hormones, definitely your iron absorption will get low.
Right.
So that is why they have iron deficiency. If you have heme iron, that is iron from animal sources, will absorb better in the body.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
But again,
Right.
coming back to your health, if you have
And
those health issues, it will always disturb your iron absorption in the body,
so,
and that is why we go for supplements. But it should be for shorter period, improving your diet as well, including iron-rich foods, vitamin C and B12. Again and again, I'm saying vitamin C is really important for iron absorption.
100%.
Yeah. And one thing more I will add here for iron is your calcium. Calcium
Never.
inhibits the iron absorption. And second inhibitor is curcumin, which is present in your haldi, your turmeric.
Yes.
Many females at the age of menopause, perimenopause, they have started taking curcumin supplements. You don't need that. It is for inflammation, it is for that, it is for this. No, it will reduce your iron in the body, iron absorption in the body, iron stores in the body. So, curcumin, especially people who have anemia or who have iron deficiency, I am anemic. So, I do not take, I'm not saying don't take haldi or turmeric. Take it in your cooking and whatever you are eating, but don't take it separately like a haldi water, turmeric water, or a curcumin capsule. You don't have to take it at all.
Hmm.
So don't take it at and calcium supplement if you're taking, then take it in a gap. Iron and calcium supplement, take it in a gap. Don't take any dairy product anyone taking iron. So the famous dishes which we eat in India is palak paneer, right? So if you're having dairy paneer with your spinach, so it will cause hindrance in the absorption of iron. So that is you have to be mindful with the combinations
Yes.
that you
Yes.
are making. I'm not saying don't have palak paneer because
Yeah.
anyways you have the iron, so that's totally fine. But in general, calcium hinders the absorption. So when you are taking dairy products, too much of dairy products with your iron-rich food, it will cause.
Right. So going back to the topic, puberty to menopause. So can we, and I think we would like to say that all the tips that you've just given for women at uh, their perimenopause or menopause age, they more or less also nutritionally work for the girls at puberty, because we are talking about nutrition. But at the same time, what we are trying to say is that we do not add artificial supplements for young girls, but for perimenopause and menopause, we can add supplements as per need basis, which is what I think you'd like to see one on one, and not
Mhm.
it's not generic for all. Correct? So if that is what it is, and I'd like to
Yeah, it is,
go for the
see,
next
generic.
question.
It is not generic. So whatever I've told you about the perimenopause and menopausal patients, but coming to puberty, when we have deficiencies, so I
Hmm.
always try to work naturally most of the time. Mostly
Hmm.
until there is a major problem with the health issues, and definitely I'll ask them to, their doctors will also intervene. But when you have deficiencies at this age, and yes, you have iron deficiency, vitamin B12 deficiency, then the diet is the ultimate role, because I would say 70% your diet.
Hmm.
And then other things like making your child work out. I mean, building that, that energy in the body. So many children, they do not go for activity. So I always ask them to, build a routine where they can go out in the nature. They connect with the nature. Uh, Outdoor games are really important. I will not ask them to go to the gym. Go outdoor. Go and have sunlight, because I have seen here mostly people, they do not go in sun.
Hmm.
young generation, you have to soak the sun, because that will help, not only helping you for vitamin D, for your mental health, for sun rays develop your mental health. It also releases good feeling hormones like serotonin, oxytocin, which will improve your gut health, your emotions,
Yes.
your connections, and your gut health. So
I
for
think
children, I will tell them.
a lot of my clients, they say they have sleep issues, and a lot of young kids, they have sleep issues. That is because they're not facing the sun first thing in the morning. So the body
Yes.
refuses to produce melatonin at the right time.
Yeah. So exactly. So that is what, connect with the nature, have sunlight, switch off your phones. And see, I'm saying this, but I'm not the do. I do not do the same thing. Even at night, I have my phone. At 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, looking at the screen, putting my stories and everything. But now lately, when my husband, he gets so much irritated. Why you have your phone at night? Just keep it away from you. And I think since 2 days, I'm switching off my phone and keep it in my, drawing room, and I sleep. Trust me, I have a very good sleep. So I felt, oh my God, even though I slept late, but
Yeah.
that restful sleep is really important. All
Quality
those,
of sleep.
blue rays, all that, phone with you all the time, and even children, they have phone with them all the time. That is disrupting your hormones. So basics, doing makeup, doing
Mm.
hair color, eating
Mm.
junk, eating processed food, not cooking, not connecting with nature. So coming, I always tell them to come to the basics.
Right.
Right? You don't
Right. Okay.
have to go to something artificial right now.
Right. So nature is the best medicine.
I
A
would say
hundred
the nature
percent.
is the best
A
medicine.
100%. Yes. So two things. One, Aisha wants to know if one is arthritic and at the same time iron deficient, what can they do? Because we are talking about calcium and iron hindering the process of absorption, right?
Mhm.
Uh, First, could you just answer that?
So see, I'm not saying that don't take calcium at all. What I'm saying here is there should be a gap. So
Yes.
the combination should be in a way that it doesn't harm your iron absorption as well. So people, especially she has like it's very good question, because many females go through osteoporosis or arthritis. They have to take certain medications which has iron, which has
Calcium.
calcium, but there should be a gap. So if you're taking your medication in the morning, there should be 3-4 hours gap of taking iron supplement. Don't take it together. Secondly,
Right.
if you are taking calcium rich food, it's totally fine, but you have to be mindful. So, for example, if you're eating something like you're having a milk or cheese or something, then with a gap of 2-3 hours, have a meal which is iron rich. And then, if you want to have something which is rich in calcium, just give a gap of 1 hour or 2 hours. So, it's just a combination of meals and combination of timings. You don't have to stop eating your calcium. Not at all. I'm not saying don't stop. So just have a gap.
Right.
Will
Yeah.
help you. And again, your if you have arthritis, I don't know, because it depends upon the stage and what medication you having. So obviously ask your health practitioner, that because they always know that how to consume and what dosage I should have. Here I will say one thing, that many doctors, when you have iron deficiency, they give you high dosage of iron, 100 mg or maybe 150, which is not, I will say it is not, because I've seen it is not recommended from my side. I always give them maximum 40 mg to 50. The reason, your body is not absorbing it. The point is not eating too much of iron, right? It will not solve the issue. The problem is your body is not absorbing it. So if you have so
Mm.
many metabolic health issues, your iron absorption is low in the body, not the iron.
Mm.
So having high dose of iron will cause constipation, bloating, acidity in the body. And many females go through this problem when they take iron supplement. So do not take high dosage. Start with smaller doses, and then you can eventually increase as your body adapts.
Right.
That is
Aisha, since you're talking about chronic arthritis and always on HB9, we would highly recommend that you go for a one-on-one consultation, at least for the first call. and have your answers well, because not everything goes for everybody.
Yes,
All right.
definitely.
And the generic things she already explained. Mahi, there's one question that a client, come friend of mine, wanted to ask. That these days the kids who are entering puberty, uh, there's this ease of having processed food at your home these days. There's Blinkit, there is Zepto, there is Swiggy. So how can mothers inculcate good food habits, good nutritional habits in their daughters who are specifically now entering puberty? Because as we just discussed, that everything starts with uh, you know the kind of nutrition that they're having, and we are going to talk about the psychological part later. So how do you suggest that these mothers can inculcate good nutritional habits in their daughters? Is it something that they should completely stop processed food, not eat outside, or if there is a balance that needs to be maintained, then how can they do that? And how
It's
can they teach the daughter to do so?
yeah. So this is a long conversations which goes with our clients, but keeping it short, I would say that they see they they learn what they see, right? So again, it comes down to you. So if you are eating, if you are stressed, if you're not working out, if you are shouting, yelling, irritated, the child will pick up that energy, and that child also, do the same thing. If you are taking care of your health, if you are working out regularly, you are going to the gym, you are eating healthy food, you're cooking for yourself, your child will see, oh my God, my mother cooks. So, I should also, and you are kind of giving that energy. But if you are ordering food, or you are very much okay with it, okay, order from outside, okay, we'll have pizza today, so then child picks up. And major problem is reward system. You tell your children, okay, you do this, I will give you pizza, or I will give you a treat. And the child starts developing that reward system, right? So they will think, okay, if I do something good, I will get pizza, or I will get ice cream, or I will get a treat. So stop giving those food rewards to your children. First thing, stop giving them food rewards. Second thing, ask them not to have any screen time during your meal times. Sit with your child. If you have time, have meal together. These days, in many households, we do not have dining tables. You know that. I've seen here. Many homes, they do not have dining table. They do not eat together. If
They
you
have a living room with a TV and a center table.
Yeah. Everybody's busy, or they're watching TV, or they're on their phone. So there should be at least one meal where you having as a family, switching off your phone, do not see any movie or anything. Just be with your body. As always we do, like praying, a small gratitude prayer, having some deep breath, breathing in, breathing out, connecting with your food, and eat food with your family, switching off your phone. So this is a simple basic thing which everyone can do, whatever you are eating. And stop rewarding your children with food. I think
Yeah.
these two things are really doable. The rest, that obviously you cook at home, you give them nutrition knowledge. But third thing, I would say two basic things. Third, if you can do, third would I would add on is helping them to go to certain events, fairs, or any workshops where they give knowledge about food. Because see, child will not listen to you always, because you are not an expert. Even if I am an expert, my child will not listen to me. You know that घर की खेती दाल बराबर is like if you tell somebody, and so always go to search certain events. There are a lot of events, workshops these days. These days people, you can take your children for knowledge, where they can get eating, how to prep meals at home, baking classes, cooking classes, where they can learn all these things. So ask your children, make them join any summer cooking classes, or maybe baking classes, where they learn about food. So they will, if they will learn about certain things, or maybe any exercise classes for children, anything which will help them to learn, and then they will do it. They will not listen to you. okay, do this now, okay, do that now. No, you have to show them and tell them. So these three things will help. I would again
So
say that,
I'd like to summarize it in a way that
yeah,
monkeys do as monkeys see,
yes.
right? Monkeys do as monkeys see. Whatever you do, your child has been watching you since childhood and has been taking up those habits. And as you said, we start developing food as a reward since the child is 2 year old, 3 year old, maybe 6 month old these
Yeah.
days, right? So we should stop using food as a reward because food is necessity, not a reward. Second thing you said is no screen times while the kids are having food, and the families should inculcate a habit of having the food together at least one meal in a day if possible, because everybody has a hectic routine. A thank you prayer before that so that they can connect with the food and they can connect with the roots. And the last thing that you said was that they should connect over nutrition, maybe in the form of events or maybe in the form of cooking the food together, right?
Yeah,
So
you
that's
can do
right.
workshops,
Workshop.
events. There are a lot of things these days
Or
happening.
maybe the
So
fitness
yeah,
classes where they can know whatever their body and their nutrition consists of. Correct?
yes, definitely.
Right.
So we should do this.
Right. That was really helpful. That was really helpful. I think a lot of people would agree to that.
Yeah.
And okay. And what, according to you, Mahi, are the worst mistakes that the women in today's world they are doing with regards to their own health, which is affecting them in the perimenopause and menopause phase, and at the same time, those mistakes are being passed on to their kids as well. And at the same time, I would like to ask that weight gain is seen as a very common thing during perimenopause and menopause. So is there something that you want to add to what things people are doing, what worse mistakes people are doing that is not helping them lose the weight in a healthiest way possible, or probably they cannot lose their weight at all, and how can they correct it?
Uh, I would say the five major mistakes. In general, the first is that you are trying to look somebody you are not. You are not in your 18. You are not a teenager. We always want to fit in our old jeans, right? We always want to fit in our old clothes. We always keep them that I want to fit here and I will do my exercise because I will be 28 or 24 waist size and I will fit in my old jeans. And then you wear it and show it on your post. Oh my God, I'm fitting in my old. So this is not, you are not old, you are not that teenager girl anymore. You are a grown up girl, woman, right? You have wisdom, you have experiences in your life. You have much more to give to your family and friends and to the world. So you change, your mind has changed, your wisdom has changed, so does your body changes. So stop doing that, your body image issues which you have, and stop doing that. So first thing is stop keeping your old jeans, throw away your old clothes, throw away your weighing scale. Every single day, my clients they start weighing themselves. Today I'm 42, today I'm 82 kgs. Today I'm 82.5 kgs. Today I'm 83 kgs. Every single day you weigh yourself. So stop weighing, stop your clothes. All these things should be thrown away. Buy comfortable clothes in which you look beautiful. Wear clothes which are comfortable for your body. Don't buy clothes which are, okay, I'll buy small size today because I will be small size in next 1 month. And then when you are not, you try to fit in that and then you feel frustrated. Oh my God, I'm not able to lose weight. You get frustrated, guilt, shame, everything starts coming up. So wear clothes which are comfortable for your body. So it's okay. You don't have to buy smaller clothes. Second mistake is going on fat diets like intermittent fasting, going on low carb, low fat, keto diets. They have ruined their bodies throughout their lives. My clients at the age of perimenopause, at the age of 40s, they have tried everything. I have tried keto, ma'am. I have tried IF also, ma'am. I have low fat, low cat, I think there was a diet, paleo diet. I mean, there are many diets. They name it and they
Atkins,
say, I have done it. Atkins,
paleo
there
and
is one more,
Atkins.
whole 30. And they have done all the diets. They say, okay, I've done, you name it and I've done it. So you
Yeah.
come to me and you have ruined your endocrine system, you've ruined your gut health, you have ruined your liver health, everything. And now you feel, you want peace with the food. So
Yeah.
definitely stop doing fat diets, start balanced diets, have your meals, protein, your good fats, your carbs, your everything, your fiber. You should have a balanced meal. So, second is that, stop fat diets. Third is start any activity. I would say, yes, strength workout is really important for females because of their bone health. If you have arthritis, you have osteoporosis. Why? Because in your young age, you haven't taken care of your bone health, your muscle health. And at this stage, if you are saying, okay, now I will take care, now the time has passed already, but you can still do it. I'm not saying you cannot, but now when you know, so strength workout really important. I'm not saying lift 10 kgs or 15 kgs, 20 kgs. Start with small. 1 kg. Strength workouts are done with your body weight also. There are a lot of workouts. You go with the trainer, choose any health expert. Even I, with my clients at the age of 40, 50, they have arthritis, they have osteoporosis. I do strength trainings with them. They do with their own pace, but strength workout are important. Then yes, yoga and other things are there, but strength is really important. Working with the weights to build your strength and stamina. Okay, building that leg strength, your especially your stomach. Now coming to the fourth point, where you have abdominal fat a lot, because you have seen females who have thin arms and legs, but they have fat around their belly. I think it will come to emotional well-being also. So the fourth is your
100%.
emotional well-being, your stress, because stress, if you have more stress, more cortisol, more fat storage, and that fat storage will go on your belly. So working with your stress, like doing some relaxation therapies, meditations, ease out throughout the day. It will help you to build your stress management and stress management, and that will help you to build a good core strength and reduce your belly fat a lot. So
Right.
definitely your fourth is working on your stress management to lose that belly fat 100% if you are in 40s. The fifth one, I would say, it is something very personal, but I have experienced with my clients. I would say, don't give a shit. So,
A friend of
because,
mine says, give a flying F.
yeah. So it's like, everything starts bothering you. Everything,
Yes.
at this age, everything
Yes.
you start bothering why she does this way, why he does this way, your husband, your children. Even it happens with me. Why he's behaving like this, why she's doing this. And then you're like, oh my God, just forget it. I don't care. So you have to be like, you don't care, but in a way that helping you, not that you're becoming I don't care kind of a personality. It's about your health, your emotional health, your mental health.
Right.
So that is the fifth advice I will give to every female. I don't care. I don't give it.
I think I'd like to again, uh, you know, reiterate on these points. I've written 6 because आपने I think एक point को 2 जगह divide करा. So yeah, the first thing that you said was body image issues. We should accept who we see in the mirror and not try to be somebody we see on the social media or maybe our, before
Hmm.
us, right? The second thing is we should stop weighing ourselves every day. We are not anymore a number on a weighing scale. We are much more than that,
Hmm.
right? The third is stop going on fat diets. That could be a crash diet, intermittent fasting, keto, paleo, Atkins. We can name so many of them. Fourth point that you added was physical activity and strength training should be added to every woman's routine, lifestyle. Uh, for physical activity, they can go for walks and yoga, but at the same time, strength training, that could be even with the body weight, and core is very important. Fifth thing that you mentioned was the belly fat. That includes a big part of stress, and of course, food plays role, lifestyle plays role, but stress plays a very major role in storing the fat around the belly. And the last thing that you mentioned, which is the most important thing, is stop giving.
Somebody asked me that in sleep, do we the in fasting in sleep does count? So I was telling her that
Yeah.
obviously when you are sleeping you are fasting, but that is your circadian rhythm, right? So when you last meal have at least around sunset, and then your first meal in around your sunrise, so that is a natural rhythm of your body, your biological cycle, which is a good thing. So if you have your biological, you are working with your biological cycle, it will support your fat loss
You know,
for sure.
Mahi, I have so many clients who just want a diet chart in their menopause phase, और क्योंकि आप hormone expert हो तो आप इस चीज को बहुत अच्छे से समझ सकते हो और समझा सकते हो. So these ladies who are in their 40s, वो सिर्फ एक डाइट चार्ट पे काम करना चाहते हैं, but the moment I propose them to go for a whole program, right, which is what you and I do, the whole health program, they just tell me कि नहीं नहीं आप सिर्फ डाइट चार्ट दे दो, हमें सब कुछ नहीं करना है, हमें अपने साइकोलॉजिकल पे, स्ट्रेस पे, इमोशंस पे काम नहीं करना है. And then eventually, after probably a month, 2, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, they just see there is no drop in the weight. But at the same time, they do not see that there is so much change in their blood reports or their health. But वो weight पे नहीं आता है because they are at the same time not working on their mental and emotional framework also, which is what the psychological part comes, right? So I think to the audience here, I would just like to add that if you are somebody who's, and this could be for your daughters who are going through puberty, at the same time, this could be you in their perimenopause or menopause. Uh, go with something that fulfills you, not just nutritionally, but also nutritionally, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. It should fulfill you wholly, which is where you'll see great results in your health, and at the same time you'll pass down that same habit to the next generation, which is your kids, your daughters, your sons, right? और हमने तो माही कितना कुछ दादी नानियों से सीखा है यार. It's not just kids that we are passing on to, we are passing it on to our grandkids also when we have them.
Yes, definitely. That is so true. So, and coming to your question, I would say that is the even with my clients also happens the same. They want to just lose weight anyhow, and then they're like, once I lose weight, I'll be happy. I'll be, it will ease my life because they think only weight is the problem in their life, nothing else.
Right.
And once they lose it, they will be happier, happy ever after. So they will live happily ever after. And then I'm like, okay, I give them the try because I don't want them to. I give them that space first. They want to go with, but people who are on board with me on one-on-one when they are doing this whole health program, they understand this, that girls, sorry, women at the age of 40 or at the age of 35, after 35, stop seeing results on their weight. 90% cases are this, including me. I have not seen my any drop of the weight. Maybe physically you see, okay, Mahi is getting fatter or thinner or whatever, but my weight has always been stable. I understand the part. Isliye I'm not worried about it. But people, they think I'm doing everything and I'm not losing weight. Why you want to even lose weight?
And why does it so happen that even the families, they tell them that why are you even doing that diet because you're not losing any weight?
Yeah. So it's not about but following any diet or any routine. It is for your mental health, physical health. You have to, like, for example, the one person asked me about arthritis, right? One client of mine, she has arthritis. One of my clients, she has that carpalus, where, this, I'm forgetting the name of elbow. There is a problem with the elbow.
Tennis elbow.
Tennis elbow. And one of my clients, she has problem because in arthritis you have problem with the moving your fingers also. So I told her about all this, she's doing workout with me, she starts getting pain here. So I was telling her that, we have to build strength and why it gets low. And then she told me, oh, Mahi, I remember When I was young, my child, I used to drop her to the bus station, and I used to carry her bag here and bottles. So I used to go every day with my child to drop her to the bus station, carrying her bags and everything. So I used to feel very tired, very low, and very fatigued, and my body used to pain. But she never took care of her diet and everything. She said that time I didn't have any, time. I used to take medicine and I'm done. Painkiller or maybe any kind of vitamin and I'm done.
The body
But
shouts, but we silence the body with that one painkiller.
yes, and now at the age of 50, you have those issues. Why? Because at that time you were not working with your strength. At young age, you will never face any problem. That will only happen after the age of 40. And now
So true.
I know, because even I feel that I do so much of strength workout. I do have body pains. I do have. But then I know how to handle it. I'm where I'm going wrong. I'm not doing this or that. I understand mentally and I start to improve. But if you are not doing strength workout, you're not taking doing yoga classes, flexibility workout, you are inviting all the health issues after the age of 40.
100.
So definitely whatever you said. So they will, why they have weight issue? Why they have that weight problem, not losing weight, because they have followed all the diets throughout their lives, but they didn't work out. They didn't build the core strength. They didn't build their muscle strength, right? So, ladies who are listening here, they after every 10 years you lose 2 to 5% of your body, your muscle mass every decade, depending upon your bone density, your health, and your lifestyle. So 2 to 5% every decade goes down. Just imagine the muscle loss you have. And when you go on diets, you lose weight, but you lose body fat, muscle mass, water, because your body weight is because your body weight is made up of your muscles, tissues, fat, everything, right? So when you're losing weight, you're losing muscles also. So just imagine a female who lost 10 kilos of weight, only 1 or 2% body fat loss. The rest is all muscle mass. If you are not doing the workout, if you're not building the strength. So ultimately, after the 40, why you have difficulty losing weight? Because of these things. Then comes the emotional part, which we will discuss. Yes, your emotions and stress, your sleep is there. So that starts affecting you a lot, because that will develop inflammation in the body, cortisol in the body, stress in the body, and body will not help you to lose weight. It will start storing that fat because it is kind of protecting you. So weight is protecting you. So in overall, what I try to tell my clients when I counsel them, that why the issue is there, only because in the young age they have not taken care of themselves. That is the first major problem. Now coming here at the age of this age and starting this step, you have to take care of everything, right? You can't just lose weight with food because you have done that already. Now your body is shouting,
Yeah.
stop, I don't want it. So now you have to take charge of everything and you have to give time to your body,
Right.
which they don't
So,
have.
Mahi, I think we have already completed an hour plus of our life.
Yeah.
I'd like to cater to one last question that I have in my mind regarding nutrition. Um, is sugar really bad for teenagers? A lot of moms, they stop their child. I've
Hmm.
seen so many mothers in schools and colleges boasting that, oh, I do not give my child any sugar at all. Oh, don't take that drink. Oh, you're giving your child some Coca Cola. I don't do that. Is sugar really bad, or is it just about maintaining balance? And how can one do that? Because I don't personally, I am also a certified dietitian, not an hormonal expert though, but I never consider sugar to be a bad thing. But when it comes to hormones, I would like to know your expert advice on that. Like when it comes to hormones, is sugar really bad?
See, again, I always work with balance. I am somebody who takes everything, who eats everything. So I will not, and I've in my in young age also, I've eaten everything. It comes when I advise a child, I always tell them that don't have good fat, good food, or bad food. There is no category, right? It's like a racism. you are black, I'm white, I'm Vitish, or maybe I'm Hindu, I'm Muslim. So it's like a racism, or it's like a, you kind of creating that differences in the food. It is bad, it is good, it is not. And your child starts seeing that as start building that in their mind. And if they see somebody eating chocolate, they'll be like, she's a bad girl. So you start attaching that moral values with the food. No, food is food. You don't have to attach any moral value to it, first thing, because your child develop that and they will judge other people with their, oh my gosh, she's so fat, she eats chocolate, oh my god. This is not empathetic, it is not good. So what I say, when it comes to sugar, I always tell again the knowledge, going to the workshops, making them to go to events. What is sugar? From where it is coming from? How it affects your body? How much should we take? Because there is a certain limitation. You should, at least you can take 1 to 2 tablespoons in a day, like 5 to 10 grams is totally fine. Maximum 25 grams. Normally, 25 grams of sugar, which is a white sugar, your visible sugar, you can take in a day. If you are not having any health issues, if you do not have any problems, you can. So there is a limit to it. You can tell them, okay, this, you have to give knowledge to them why and how it affects. Now the child has to decide that is it good for me or not, right? If you tell your child, don't do, you don't have to steal anything, you teach them. And now they don't know that stealing is good or bad, but you tell them and how it affects them, right? How it makes them a good person or a bad person. So they understand, they see, and they learn. So about food also, it should be the same. You should tell them, and they should pick their food on their own. They should decide themselves that what is good for their body or not, because they empower them, not give them knowledge, empower them that this is what they have to choose for themselves. Give them the options and let them choose.
So I would say there's a difference between facts and assumptions. What we are passing on to them is our assumption of that sugar or
Yeah,
that food.
yeah,
It's not a fact. So we should give them facts and let them
yeah.
decide the course
And
of
then it
action.
exactly, and then it comes to your this food reward also.
Right.
So stop rewarding your child with your sugar. If you will give them high on sugar, giving them ice cream, give them chocolate, giving them treats, they will be high on sugar. They'll be like, okay, because sugar kicks, give a kick the
Dopamine.
child. Yes.
Cheap dopamine.
And even in children, only and only sugar is the one thing which they have developed taste buds for. Right?
Right.
That is why it gives them that kick, and they are always high on sugar. So they are very much sensitive to sugar. So definitely we should not give them exposure to too much of sugar. Definitely, for example, if your child is like 5, 6 years old, how can you just give him the chocolate? He doesn't even know what is chocolate. Give him fruits, give him vegetables, give him certain, you have to build that. When you are rewarding your child at young age with such things, and at age of 14 or 15, you say, ये तो sugar बहुत खाता है. You only have given the freedom to do all these things, and then now your child has that. So you have to build that relationship with food. Let them decide for themselves. Don't give
Right.
them judgments.
So we should educate them rather
Yeah.
than education over limiting beliefs.
And then again, they will not take it. So sugar is not bad. I would say
In
the sugar
limits.
limit should be there. The understanding should be there. Definitely, if you're going processed and canned and everything, too much of everything is bad. So don't go with artificial sweeteners and everything. So in too much of quantity is harming you.
Got it. Perfect. Perfect. So yes, uh, do we cater to the psychological part, or have
Yes.
we
So
gone too
we'll
long?
go quickly to emotional part, because already we have taken so much of time, and I want
Yeah.
to ask you 2, 3 questions. And we'll do it quickly, because these questions are really important for I think for a mother-daughter
The whole
relationship.
health.
Yeah. So when we are talking about the health today, we have talked about puberty and menopause, perimenopause, and what health steps you can take. And in general, I told about that in young age you should educate more, and you should give them more exposure to the health and fitness so that they understand. rather than cribbing and saying all these things to them. Or if you are planning a child at perimenopause, start building that health for yourself right now. Third, perimenopause, we have given all the do's and don'ts to you that take care of your health as a whole. Don't only follow diet or fat diets, just stick to holistic approach. Follow a proper four pillar like sleep, your stress, your exercise, your diet. Everything should be, the whole holistic approach should be there. Take care of, take help of any expert if you want, or counseling if you want, but do approach it in a holistic way.